Hey folks, so just a quick update on what I've been up to in this slow riches phase of my life. I've pivoted to experimenting with a bunch of things. The first thing that I have been playing around with is called NanoClaw. If you haven't heard, there's this thing called OpenClaw, and it is a huge project. I've tried it. Didn't quite like it because it was quite hard to use and there was a lot of bugs, and it gave the LLM way too much access to everything. So now I'm using NanoClaw, which is a much smaller implementation. How small? 4,000 lines of code compared to OpenClaw, which is 400,000 lines of code. So it gave me this safety feeling, and I also understand from reading the code itself, using Claude Code to read the code with me and asking right questions. I understood that it is having OS level security boundary, meaning that it is incapable of escaping itself and also exfiltrating data from the computer as easily. It's still possible because it has full network access, meaning it can go to the internet and send stuff there if a bad skill gets in there. But the agent is not able to change itself and so on. Anyway, the point of using and setting up this NanoClaw is to be able to have this feeling of the future of agentic programming and just having a personal agent 24/7 running for you, doing stuff for you. You interact with this agent via Telegram, and I've been trying that and it's been pretty stable. There has been quite a lot of things that I had to fix, and it's still a learning process, and this is just day 2. I was pretty close to shutting it down because there were quite a number of annoying bugs, like me telling it to do something to one of the repositories to change some code, and then it goes on to do the actual work, but then later when it's done tells me like, oh, I don't have credentials, I can't send it to GitHub, I can't push it there. And in my mind I'm just like, I definitely gave you a personal access token, you verified it, you have actually pushed things before, why are you not remembering this? Yeah, so I had to debug what the issue was there, and we managed to get to the bottom of it, so things should improve from there. So that's the first thing. It's been fun, mostly, using that NanoClaw project. Then the second thing is I am a bit stressed at the moment because of certain changes that's going to come in our lives. I'll probably tell you guys more when I'm ready to talk about it, but I'm preparing for something big and I need some money. It's quite soon. So I have decided to do some stuff that is more directly chasing money. Maybe that should have been my approach right from the beginning. My hand is getting a bit tired holding this camera, but I'm finally going more directly to where the cash is. And my idea is just to kind of look through Google Maps, find restaurants whose websites are kind of outdated or just non-existent, and then just reach out, right? Like I'm gonna build sites for them that is improved from their existing, or if they don't have one, just something that is amazing. It will be deployed already. There's a link that they can click and just straight away see like their actual restaurant website live. It's just not theirs yet. They would have to pay me and also to work with me, maybe 1 or 2 iterations later, to actually make the content stick according to their marketing and the brand strategy, use some images that are actually theirs and so on. And I'm charging at the moment something like 500 euros per project, which is very, very low, to be completely honest, compared to other design agencies or any sort of agency. Even if it's one person, they usually charge upwards of 1,000 to 2,000 euros based on my market research here in Germany. And so 500 is a steal. And I've already done the upfront work for them. I'm just asking them to basically give me the money and they can get the site, right? So that's my thing at the moment. This week, it's not very sexy. I wish I was building a product and then, people would be paying me money on a subscription basis or something like that, which is the typical success story you see online. But I found that doing this, as in this app business thing, is a lot harder than it seems, mainly because I'm very uncomfortable with marketing. And I think there's a lot more to unpack there. Marketing, if you do it well, you probably get a lot of money or you get a lot of attention, which is the name of the game with marketing. I just never really had success doing that. Maybe too honest, maybe too, I don't know, maybe I have some kind of mental block about what marketing really is. So I really didn't see that if I continued building apps at the moment that I would succeed even if the product was really good. The only way I can see it going into the stratosphere, the way, for example, OpenClaw recently did with Peter Steinberger's project, is if it was an incredible product that is category defining. But to work on that requires the luxury of time, which I don't really have at the moment, to be completely honest. So I'm going a bit more directly to chasing the money. And I think it's quite in line with what I'm trying to do here with slow riches. I think I haven't really fully explained what my idea here is, but slow riches. 2 words. Slow is kind of this lifestyle thing that I feel in Germany. The way that people live here in Germany is a lot slower. When slow kind of means deliberate, right? If you think of the slow food movement, it's like an answer or an antidote to fast food, where you're killing yourself by eating trashy food but made fast. And slow food is where you actually enjoy healthy, fresh ingredients, live prepped. You have to wait a bit longer to get the food to you, and so on, and you slowly enjoy it when it actually comes. So slow is like that, right? I think slow, I will think of Germany. And riches is not Germany. When I think of riches, I think of Singapore, which is where I'm from. Why? Because it's highly efficient, it is highly optimized, it is a place where people are competitive, people are really trying to make the best of things. And that fits really well with the current zeitgeist, let's just put it, of AI. Everyone's trying, or everyone who is trying not to be left behind is trying their very best now to not be left behind by AI, by practicing using the tools regularly, building the foundation of their own workflows on AI, and then adding more on top and on top. I'm doing that a lot now. I can't imagine if I'm still employed how I would be able to keep up, because I have the full day nowadays to work on this stuff, and I still find it difficult to really build out a great workflow. It's pretty good, I would say, but not great. I know where I can still improve my workflow with AI. We're getting to the point where I am starting to manage multiple agents, and the agents themselves are also managing sub-agents and so on. So it's getting pretty exciting, to be honest. Like, to give you a glimpse, create the demo websites. I don't write a single line of code anymore for the idea that I was talking about with the restaurants business. I just go to Google Maps now, and I've created a bunch of skills for Claude Code. I give it a link, and the relevant skill kicks off, and it does research into the current website, looks at what features are there, and then collates that. It passes on and calls the next skill. The next skill is about building the demo site itself. The demo site is built based on what features already exist in their existing website. It follows the typography, it follows the style, it even takes real images from there. It takes the real menu items, real prices. And so you can imagine I'm just chaining everything, and I just say like, oh, here's my URL. I want you to now create a site. And the results are excellent, honestly. It's not fully automated yet. The sending of the pitch, for example, I would have to send myself. And I honestly have a lot to learn about how to pitch properly to restaurant owners. But that's just a glimpse of where things are headed. And I'm honestly very excited about it. But at the same time, I need to make money. I'm not fully letting myself go in terms of tinkering and experimenting. I'm actually trying to learn as I go and applying it to actually trying to make money from it. This video is getting a bit long. I hope this update makes some sense. Whatever you're doing right now, I hope you're doing some kind of AI stuff. If not, you are likely to be left behind. I'm not trying to scare you, but I do think that 2026 is going to be a very pivotal year for most of us in our careers. And the sooner you start learning how to use AI in your own work, the less likely you will be the one that gets left behind, like losing your job. Yeah, let's just leave it as this. If you have any comments, if you have any thoughts about formats like this, any follow-on questions for me, any things that you want me to talk about, just let me know. Peace.